back. Got the primer, got the installation tool, which is a socket, the rebuild kit, and I use this to seat the needle valve seal in there. First thing I'm going to do is go ahead and put the primer on there. You may or may not have to, but when I'm assembling carburetors or I'm working with seals, I make sure first to spill some Marvel Mystery Oil on me and then get a little bit on my finger, and I just put it on the rubber parts I want to seal. And it's just a habit. Then that primer, gently seat it with a little screwdriver, just like that. It's in place. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, get the ring in position. I'm going to go ahead, and I'm using probably the wrong size socket, but it fit in there nicely, a 3/4 inch socket. And I'm going to go ahead and start this clip down in there. Anyway, you don't want to lay this carburetor down and bang on it. The 3/4 inch, you might want to use one that's slightly smaller in diameter, but this does, oops, it's not 3/4, but this does fit right in that hole. Snug as you please. And once you get the clip started, you may have to take the socket and tilt it. I tapped it with an adjustable wrench, but you can, use a small hammer and give it a little tug. And I try and turn it, and it's tight. It's in there. It's good to go. The needle valve seal. Now I'm going to take that. There's one side on it that's got a couple ribs. That goes facing down. I'm going to go ahead, as you can see, that's already started. And you find a drill bit. Use the blunt end of the drill bit, and you go ahead and push that in, just like so. I got the clip holding the pin underneath the tab on the float, holding it with my thumb. And I'm just going to drop it right in place, just like that. And I got my new float pin. Put a little Marvel Mystery Oil on that. And when you're doing this, make sure you knock everything loose, just like that. So you got to repeat it. Okay, that's in there. Make sure the float and everything is lined up, just like so. Slide the pin in there, and there you go. Float's not stuck anymore. And if you look at it, it's pretty much right where you want it to be. It's level the whole way around with this lip, just about. Now that that's done, take my new gasket, and I just put a very, very, very thin film of Marvel Mystery Oil on that, and go ahead and place that on the carburetor on the bottom. Now if you got a bowl like this and it's got an indentation, like this part sits down in, you want this part to face right here where the needle valve is, because the float drops down and it basically goes into this recess here. So I'm going to go ahead and line that up, set the bowl right on it. It's definitely a better gasket than what was on there. And now let's find our bowl nut, or the bowl nut and the appropriate seal. And go ahead and thread that in there, just like so. Finger tight. And then with my adjustable wrench, I'm just going to give it a small, let's see, that should be about right. Yep, right there. You can kind of feel right when it snugs up, and I'm barely putting any pressure. So that's in there. That's good and tight. Primer's on it. We're good. Put the idle jet back in, or what I call the idle jet. And that's just the same way it came out. It goes in there, and you just snug it. There we go. I'm not torquing things down, folks. So I'm not putting an engine together, just a carburetor. And basically that's it, guys. Everything's in there, new primers on it, just putting everything together in reverse. A little